All right, tutorial time. Solo to 10 Years Gone by Jimmy Page and Led Zeppelin. Let's dig right in. This one is for you, Dan. We are in standard tuning, neck pickup on whatever pointy fire engine red shred machine you've got lying around, as Jimmy Page was often prone to using guitars like this one. Bit of crunch or fuzz on your amp and a phaser pedal for that lovely swirly effect he has throughout this solo. And it goes something like this. And let's close in here, have a look at this solo. All right, let's have a look at this one. We are working in D major for this one, or you could look at it from a modal standpoint of A mixolydian, same notes. But starts off with that little double stop lick. Nothing too complicated here, kind of fun to play. Your little double stop here at the 10th fret on the B and the high E. Slide it into 12, and back to 10, and kill it. Very staccato, this whole section. And then you're going to do the exact same thing from 5 to 7, back to 5, and kill it. And now we're into this. And that is 3 full step bends at the 5th fret of the B string, and at the top of each bend, kill the note. Very staccato. And then the third one, you're going to release back to the natural note at the 5th fret, back to 3, up to 4 of the G, and then up to 5 of the D. And now we're going to do another back down to the B string at the 5th fret, full step bend, release back to the natural note. And then a pick note at the 3rd fret of the B. Back up to 4 of the G. And then 3 pick notes, 3 to 5, back to 3 of the B string. So up to that point. And now we're into this lovely little chord. And that is, you got a bar at the 7th fret of the G, the B, and the high E with your index finger. You've got your middle finger on the 8th fret, so it's like a little D shape. So you're going to hit that chord, downstroke, and then another downstroke, you're going to release your middle finger off that 8th fret, and then you're going to hammer on, release. So a little trill, kind of like that. So kind of like this. And then there's this chord followed to follow it up. 2nd fret, G string, B string, E string. That little chord. You can play it here if you like. On the 7th of the D, 6th of the G, and 7th of the B. And then 2 of the G string to open, and then grab the 4 of the D. And add a little vibrato to that note. I recommend going down here to this chord because, you know, your next line is right here. So you don't have to make that shift. So up to that point. And now we're into this fun little double stop lick. And we're back to the 7th fret, a double stop on the B and the E. And then you're going to hammer on release, a little trill basically, from the 10th fret of the B back to the 7. You don't want to be hammering on both strings, you just want to hammer on the B string, but you're playing them together. So you're only doing that little hammer on the B string, not both strings. You're not doing that. And then you're going to move it back to the 5th fret and do it from 5 to 7 back to 5. And finish it up at the 2nd fret, double stop. Now, I haven't quite decided. I've listened to this a number of times. I don't know if he's picking that when he gets down there, or if he's just sliding back to it. He might be just sliding back to it. Or he might be picking it. So you do that twice. And the 3rd time, you go back to the double stop at the 5th fret, slide it back to 7. And then you're going to go up, down, and when you go down, you're going to hammer on to 8. And then slide that note into 12. You follow what I'm doing there? So up to that point. And now we're into the little bit of a higher register here. So we're sliding into 16 of the G, and then we're going to grab 15 of the B. And then 3 full step bends at 17 of the B. And again, very staccato. When you get those notes to the top, kill them. And then that little lick. So 3 full step bends. Back to the natural note after the 3rd bend. Back to 15 of the B, up to 16 of the G. And then up to 17, back to 16 of the G, back to 15 of the B. Picking each note. So up to that point from when we move up here. And now we're into this. So we're doing a very quick full step bend kill at the 17th fret of the B. And then we're going to do a little chromatic from 15 to 16 to 17. And after you get to 17, you're going to pick it again and give it a full step bend. And then you're going to go back after that bend to 15 of the B, up to 16 of the G, and then another full step bend at 17 of the B. And again, when it gets to the top, you kill the note. So, up to that point. now we're back to 17 of the high E for a full step bend, and then 15, 17, 15, 17 on the high E, back to 15 one more time, and then you're going to string skip up to the 16th fret of the G. And again, this is all very choppily played. Not choppily, but like very staccato. And then we're going to go. That's 15, 17, 15 of the B. And then a full step bend release of the 17th fret of the B back to 15. And then back onto 17. And then we're going to go down to 17 of the high E for 2 hits. And then another bend release at 17 of the B, and then release it back to 15. So that whole section there from the middle of it when we move up here with the slide. And then we're back into this. So 10 to 12, back to 10. And then one time of that. Double stop, trill to the 10th fret. Double stop at 5, back to 2. And then we start this again. And we do it twice, and then we start it a third time, and the third time, then you're going to do a little hammer on from 5 to 7, and then finish it up 3rd fret double stop this time. And then you're gonna kind of like pick that a few times, and then grab 5 of the high E and slide it into 7. So it's basically just down, up, down, hammer on, slide. So coming from this part. And now we're back up here again. And that finishes up the solo. So we're sliding back into 16 of the G string, grabbing 15, 17 of the B, and then a full step bend at 17. And then that little chromatic again from 15, 16, 17, and then a full step bend at 17. And finishing up, releasing back to the 15th fret of the B. And then we're grabbing 17 of the high E, rolling back up to 17 of the B for a bend. Release it back to 15. Back to 17 of the high E. And then that little bend release from 17 back to 15. Little double bend release, bend release. So from the slide, and then we're into that little part there, heavy part which we're not covering. We're in drop D tuning. It's irrelevant as far as the solo goes, but when you get into the rhythm of this song, then you need to be in drop D. It's fun to to play heavy. I love one finger power chords. That's the solo, so we're going to run through the whole thing at a slow speed and then we'll be done. So let's have a look at it. And that is how you play 10 Years Gone, the solo at least, by Jimmy Page. I hope that helped you out, and good luck, Dan, practicing that one, and anyone else who wanted to learn this fantastic, underrated Jimmy Page solo. You guys take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time. Cheers.